Welcome to episode 4 of Back to Me.
We are your hosts, Lisa and Katie.
I have news. I got an unsolicited email this week from a podcast status company or something, and we are number 137 in the Netherlands comedy podcast list.
I love that for us.
I think there might only be 137 podcasts.
But did it?
Total in
but it came. But yeah, it's happening. It's just happening.
We were 150 something in Ireland.
I think one of the feedback this week, I can't remember if you got it, sent it to me, or I got it, was I did start to watch, but actually then I just took to listening. So in other words, like I was kind of done with you and the listening. Another friend told me yesterday. I said, "Oh, did you just put it on high speed? Because you know." And she goes, "Oh, there was absolutely no need for high speed."
Yes, one of my friends had to put the subtitles on. I think that was more for you than me.
Yes, I'm taking that. That's feedback from me, I believe.
Funny though, actually, the podcasts that when we talk about the accents and my difficulty with saying my name, my friend who I actually went to America with on my year out, she feels the same about her name.
What is her name?
Her name is Avril. Which I can say perfectly well, but the Americans traumatized us because they're Avril and
okay. I was going to say
Avery, and they came up with all kinds of versions of her name that wasn't Avril. And so that's
Avril just doesn't seem like something you can really mess up. Sure, it doesn't.
Well,
it's the A.
Thanks,
it's the
Americans.
It's the A's. Speaking of A's, my Lara is home this morning. So,
that's nice.
So it was her birthday during the week.
Do you have a lot of family birthdays all at once?
You're just laying this up for me, are you? Yes.
We're
all February.
I think we all know it's your birthday.
I was off the podcast last week because we were away celebrating my birthday. My husband's is the 7th of February. I'm the 22nd of February, and our daughter Lara is the 26th of February.
What's 9 months before February?
Oh, good point. What is 9 months before February?
I shouldn't have asked that question.
May. I don't know. And you have to remember that her sister was only 6 months old. There's only 15 months between them. We can talk about that some other time. Apparently that breastfeeding thing is not actually a birth control.
Warning.
I was unaware. Well, I probably should have been more aware. I was unaware. But anyway, so they're 15 months apart. So at this minute in time, they're 23 and 22.
Wow.
So I was off last week because we went to Edinburgh and we had a lovely time.
I saw your photos. Need to teach you some of the lingo.
You teach me some of the lingo.
Well, you posted a photo of you and your netball team.
My netball team.
Your netball team. Your daughter's netball team. And you photo boomed them, apparently. Thanks for letting me photo boom.
B-O-M.
You know it's bomb.
Bomb, yeah.
B-O-M-B.
But only when you told me. And no one else popped up to say anything wrong about
that's why I'm here for you.
Elise watched it. She was just not... Yeah. I was crying. Also in the picture as well. Crying.
With joy?
It was her last match for the university team.
Ever?
So, yes. And don't question me too much about this because I'm really not too sure. Okay. But she just said numerous times.
Oh, no, I thought you were going to cry.
No. She's still playing for... Oh, dear goodness me. There's a different league that she's still playing in, but the university league, that was the last match.
Oh, so she was emotional.
So then she was emotional and the girls got them flowers and there was 2 of them. That was their last match. And so then I was crying. It's a bit of an end of an era. I've only really got used to them being at uni. And now
they're leaving.
Apparently they're leaving.
And so you photo boomed.
I photo boomed and put that on my Instagram.
Well, I'm disappointed with all 28,000 of your followers that none of them pointed it out.
Exactly. Just be better friends. Just be better friends, you know. So yes, but it was just, even when you said it, you were like, I'm talking about this. And even when you said it, I was like, talking about what? And I was like, oh dear. So you couldn't even say it was a typo. It was just...
No, it's what you thought it was.
Yeah, it's what I thought it was, I think. Yeah, anyway. So that was that. So I had a lovely time. Have you ever heard me talking about love languages?
No.
We definitely have to do this for the listeners because people are fed up watching us. We definitely
I do have more of a face for radio, so it's fine.
This is terrible. I watched and listened to us yesterday, both, and I think we're really... I was laughing. I was like laughing my head off.
We're our biggest fans, I think.
I think we're our biggest fans.
Did I tell you about my trip to the Netherlands? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yes, and for people who are watching or maybe people who are listening, because we're so much clearer and beautiful,
we hope
we have a mic each now.
We do.
We're really posh
We've
like that.
upgraded super posh, and they match, which was.
And they were so easy to organise this morning.
About 2 hours later, we are not even sure they're working. Let's hope they are.
The wee lights on.
That's
all I got. That's all I got. I just stood around going, the light seems to be on. The light seems to be on. That's all I got.
It should be working. The light's on.
While there was computers and cables and all sorts of things flying around the place.
Yes, our producer wasn't very pleased with us, was he?
Well, I just was glad he's not my husband.
Yes, I'm going to suffer for that later. No, he's very good.
He's very good, but you could just tell his capacity. He was at capacity with the whole situation.
That's a really good way to word that, and I think it's understandable.
Sometimes when we're talking to her, okay, so this is what I was going to say. Sorry, back to me. When we're watching, you do the lights thing with your hands for the life coaching.
Watchers.
For the watchers, we do the life coaching. We need a word. We need a sound to go with it. Because the listeners, there's just like it's a bit of dead air.
They probably know your life coaching. They can hear you.
But you know how you like to warn the people?
I do like to warn them.
So could you put a sound with the action?
Yes. Do you want to sing it for me?
No, I don't. That was last week.
You fell for that once before.
Could you not just be like, Nino, or something, or whatever comes to your mind? Alert, something.
Can I just do it in the edit, or you want me to physically say it?
Oh, that would be fun. That would
use more of it like a sound effect.
Oh yes, because like sometimes you listen to podcasts and when the ads are going to come, you hear them like flip page.
Yes.
So you'll do something in the edit.
Wait, they're not really flipping pages? Yes, I could go crazy with the sound effects.
Oh no, I've released a bass now.
We do need some more intro music and things. This is all new to me with the editing of the podcast, but we should say hello and then we should go into a bit of music and then that would make us sound really professional, wouldn't it?
That would be great.
Like we know what we're doing.
I have just produced a tissue from my clothing. Reference last week's podcast. While I
if you have not listened to last week's
podcast, you definitely should.
Yes.
So now I'm just rustling tissues in front of the mic. That probably was
You're not going to put it down your bra?
No.
Your top's a bit higher.
I'm going to put my back pockets, yeah.
Okay.
So we had a point which we totally forgot.
Love languages.
Very good. Thank you. Pre-menopause, post-menopause. You remember these things?
Oh, not usually.
And are you ever post-menopause or are you just menopaused?
Perimenopause always confused me. The first, I was like, "Are you just saying pre-menopause? What's this? What is the peri part about? That doesn't make sense."
Maybe when we get really good, we could have someone on to actually explain these things to us.
Davina.
Right, that's a great plan. We'll get Davina McCall on the podcast to explain menopause to us. We are. I have already met him. Anyway, here we are, not talking about love languages. Okay, so Nino, flashy lights. Here comes the relationship coaching stuff. There are 5 love languages, we are told. Time, touch, words of affirmation, acts of service, and gifts.
I actually don't think this is like specific to the life coaching world, is it? I've heard of this before.
Relationship coaching, yeah.
Or even relationship, like it's a real thing.
It's a real thing. Unlike life coaching, apparently.
I didn't say it.
One of your friends said to you.
She said she most enjoys about the podcast the respect I have for your profession.
The respect.
That's what she said. I showed you the text.
Respect with 15 million laughing faces afterwards. Yeah. So yes, this was a gentleman in America. It's years old. Blah blah blah. But one of my children's love language is gifts. So I have a theory. If your love language is gifts, are you a very good gift giver?
Ooh.
Because she is.
I feel like I'm quite a good gift giver when I have money to give gifts.
Lara likes to receive gifts, but like not big. Just that.
This is it means a lot to her to receive a gift.
Or an act of service. Act of service gifts. So it's like a cup of coffee and a biscuit. It can be anything like that. Or it could be like when she goes home uni, I always like leave some wee thing in her room, like a lip gloss or something.
You see, I like to give gifts, but I get embarrassed receiving gifts.
Oh, now that's a twist on the whole situation.
You're welcome. Turned the whole thing upside down on its head.
Interesting. See, that's why I love all this stuff. See? So, back to me. Lara apparently got money of her brother and her sister, and she bought me these beautiful earrings.
They are lovely for our listeners.
See, they're little silver with little crystal crystal, so I have to leave them out under the full moon to charge.
Oh, do not. Do not. What? So next time there's a full moon, I'm coming around your house and nick the jewellery out of your garden.
It's also really the planets.
Wait. Is that a thing?
Yes.
You can't just drop that in and then move on.
People leave their crystals out overnight. It's for the full moon.
Because the powerful moon
to charge them.
Charging rays can't come through brick into the house.
People leave water and everything. So it's like, then they call it moon water.
As in, just like gathered water outside. Like, this is too much. This is no.
I'm crying now. Look, you've me crying.
Are you going to leave your jewellery outside?
No, even for me, that's a bit too much.
Okay.
Even for me.
We can still be friends.
Even for me, it's a bit too much. But it is a thing people do. I have no words either. Either way, that was the thing. So that's my theory. If you like to receive gifts, are you a good gift giver? But you've just put a whole... So do the test. It's free online. Just go online, do the test. Free 5 love language tests. And it's very important that you know your partner's love language.
Hit me with them again.
Time, touch, words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts.
I'm time.
Your time.
I like time. I like people to give me their time. Is that
Yeah,
what that
perfect,
means?
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you and your partner have a love language that matches, that part of your relationship will just happen very easily.
Oh.
So my husband and I, our primary is time. So that just happens very, very easily. You don't have to worry about it, don't think about it, just happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. His secondary is acts of service. My secondary is words of affirmation. So
strokes.
Strokes. See, that's exactly right.
See,
if you haven't listened to last episode 2, that was episode 2 was strokes, because that was yesterday when I was absolutely wetting myself.
Yeah, strokes. Compliments.
So I love that way, but he actually likes to be loved in acts of service. So like I'll say, did you get your hair cut? It's lovely. Is that a new coat? Is that a new shirt? You look really nice. And he's like, okay. He likes it, but it doesn't really. But again, a cup of coffee, making dinner, that sort of thing really speaks much more love to him.
Interesting.
Isn't it?
There you go.
Or people would say to me, in my coaching business, people would say, oh, she wants to hold my hand all the time, or she's always wanting to cuddle, and I just want to. Her love language is touch, but it's coming across as pestering.
My love language is pestering.
Yeah, exactly. My love language is I'm a bit much, I might just, So
a bit much.
A lot of men's love language would be acts of service and touch. I'm just going to leave that there. I'm just going to leave that.
Yeah, Billy is...
Right. Oh.
He
is his acts of service.
He's very good. He cooks. He's a very good chef.
Yes.
We've developed a word in our house when I cook, goal cooking, he calls it, because it's, frozen pizza and chips. And there'll be nothing in the fridge. And he'll go, I'll make dinner. And he'll produce some gourmet delight out of literal thin air. And, yeah.
It's very annoying.
It's very annoying, but that's his thing. He loves to cook.
I don't really love... I love to entertain. I don't really love to cook. I cook en masse. I cook lots of things, blah, blah. But my husband would say the same thing. There's nothing in this house. There's just nothing in this house. I'm like, dear goodness, I could make 6 meals from what's in this house.
Okay, so you are the genius of the... I can cook. It's not fun.
I don't know if it's genius. It's just a thing that we do. It's
practical.
Fine. Just practical. It's just a thing that we were taught, and we just do it. My son is turning into a very good cook, which is exciting.
That is exciting. My oldest son also likes cooking, which I think is a good sort of change in our day. Boys won't like to cook and all, even though all the head chefs generally are... And
all the lots of fitness people.
Yeah.
And there's tons of fitness women, obviously, but a lot of that the boys would, our age, teenage boys would watch. Well, Jake actually loves to eat.
So the most efficient
way to
route
eat
to that,
is to cook. To learn to cook is the quickest way to eat. Where I'm going, oh, Jake, I've made the dinner. He's like, okay, well then, I'll do blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's that.
Love languages.
So figure out what yours is. Figure out what Billy's is, and then remember to speak to your person in their love language.
Okay.
So it's important that Billy knows yours. It's not so important that Billy knows his own.
Oh, okay. So I need to know his...
Yeah, okay. We'll put a cap to that next. I have other things. I have other life coaching things I want to talk about. So
good.
I'll stop. I'll stop now on that one.
All right,
How's your week been?
Yeah, fine. Moon must have just been normal.
The planets have aligned.
Oh, for the love. And has that affected us?
Apparently so.
You don't believe this stuff either. I don't think you believe this stuff either. You are just trying to throw me off.
I don't know how much it interests me.
The planets aligned interest me because I think it's cool when you look up there and you can see them in a line.
Yes.
But there it stops.
Do you have the app on your phone that you can see the planets?
Oh, when you hold the thing up?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't.
I don't.
You said it was such...
I think Billy has it on his phone.
Because anyway.
So I know the app.
You know the app.
Yep.
We're aware of the app. So maybe we should do that tonight because I think this week they're all aligned. So
you know what though? I feel like a couple of weeks ago it was happening and it was a big event and they were all going to be aligned and this is like a once in a lifetime. And then 2 weeks later, like, and they're aligning again. I'm like, yeah. It's like every time we have this solar event of some meteor and this will never happen again, and then like the next week,
well, like
there's a different event.
Was the storm at New Year's not meant to be the storm of the century, and then we had the other storm there a few weeks ago?
Yes,
exactly.
Hyperbole.
Did you hear that I asked Jake what age could I pass for 47? I
saw this on your stories.
It was quite funny.
You can tell the listeners that didn't.
That don't actually follow me. Disgraceful. On my story, so I said to Jake, okay, so Mummy's 53 now, but could I pass for 47? And he just looked me up and I went, no.
So rude.
So rude. Mum of boy. So I just went, no, just no. And I went,
of course you could.
And you know what? I don't really want to. I really, it's such a privilege to age, I think.
Are you one of these people that hates your birthday? Well, I know obviously you don't hate your birthday because it's all you talk about. But do you mind growing old, or like did you have a trouble when you turned 40 or 50?
40 was the one. 40 was the one. 40 was definitely the one. No problem at all.
I had a friend that was devastated to be turning 40, and I think she was more devastated that I was turning 40 when I did too than me, because I was like, it's just, I don't know. 40 was she was tricky now. She was tricky. I think 50 might bother me more. Got a while before that.
My 50th was in the middle of the C word.
Okay.
So that was just annoying because we couldn't go out. Our 25th wedding anniversary and both our birthdays were in the middle of that.
My 40th is in the middle of it.
So that was just, that just tainted everything.
Yeah.
But so no. And I hate the word anti-aging, like anti-aging creams, anti-aging this. I think we should be celebrated because let's face it, some people don't get to this age.
It is a privilege.
And I just think that I'm very blessed to still feel the same in my body as I did when I was in my 20s. Which
show off. I definitely don't.
Well, actually, today my hips are very sore. I was at my PT yesterday, so my hips are a little bit sore.
Well, that's why they're sore though, not because you're aging.
Yeah.
So I'm very. What's the different term for anti-aging we should use? Pro-aging cream. I don't think
it should be anything. I think it should just be moisturizer, facial, blah blah, cleanser.
Okay.
I don't think we should be anti-aging.
Uncle aging.
Speaking of which,
that was a bad joke.
Uncle aging, I say, gotcha.
That wasn't really bad. It wasn't one of my best. That was.
Somebody edits this, you know.
Yeah, that one's not making it.
Have you heard of people putting? I'm just dying to say this. Can't. Hold on. Keep talking. Have you heard about people like with lip fillers and things like that and Botox and that sort of thing? You've heard of all that, you know about
yes,
that.
I've heard of all that.
I'm
sure. Bad. I'm not that bad.
Salmon sperm in your lips.
What? In your lips?
Say all your words.
No, I don't have any. Salmon sperm in your lips.
In your lips. No. Injected into your lips to make your lips puffy.
How did they get it?
Oh, very good question.
That's where my brain goes.
Who's getting that sperm out of the salmon?
What's your job? Well, I harvest salmon sperm.
I did watch a program about this years ago about pigs and how that happens in a pig farm.
Mm.
I think I'm recalling it now, and it
Yeah.
wasn't the best TV program I ever watched in my life.
No, the bulls. With the professional bull riders in the US. They're. How are we talking about this? I don't want to talk about this, but their sperm is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars of like the champion bulls.
And so how do they get it out of them?
Just how you might imagine.
Oh, terrible.
But that's someone's job.
Okay.
Which we respect you for if you're watching
and thank
Sperm
you
Gatherers.
For
this can't go in. I can't say that. My mum might listen.
Bull sperm. Now, hold on a second.
Sorry,
salmon. But now, God, I'm really going into it. I have no idea what I'm talking about here. Like fish don't have, I'm going to say sex for anybody's listening with children. Fish don't do that like traditional way.
Right.
Mummy, oh God, because I'm still speaking now. Mummy fish.
You brought this up.
Lay eggs, and then daddy fish just swim over the top and deposit. So I mean, it's just having boy fish in a tank, and they just scoop it up. I will find out this out for next week because I know. And then put it in people's lips. It's disgusting. It's like caviar in your lips.
I don't. This is not a good topic because I have no words.
Okay. Anyway, for my 53rd birthday, I will not be getting salmon sperm in my lips.
Good. Me either. Have you ever had Botox? Is that a weird question to ask?
No, I don't care. Yes, I had a little bit of Botox done around my last birthday. It was fine.
Your lips?
No, here. No, I don't think you get Botox in your lips. There.
Oh, I see.
I had
fillers.
Here, people
Botox.
who are here. I had Botox in the middle of my eyebrows.
Where your cross wrinkles.
Where your cross. Because, so I took those away. I had it once, and I don't know. Nobody noticed, which maybe is good. And then I was like, okay, why am I bothering if nobody noticed, sort of thing.
Have you seen all those ones online that pretend they've got lip fillers by like gluing their lips up, and their husbands come in and they turn around, they've got the big, massive, ridiculous looking lips. Just to
I should definitely do that because my husband would hate that.
Do that.
Hate it.
We'll video it, yeah.
Very bad. We said last time that we would talk about attachment styles, remember?
Oh, see, when you talked about love languages, I thought that was us done.
Attachment styles. No, maybe we should talk about fairies first.
As in ships, ferries.
Fairies, the do jobs for me.
Oh.
Fairies.
Fairies, as in the little winged creatures that
I do kind of believe in fairies too.
Oh, of course you do.
But
how could you not?
But my husband says that I live my life thinking that fairies are going to do little jobs for me.
Is he your fairy?
He's my big fairy.
Sorry, no, he's your big. Oh dear, visions of Nigel in costumes now. That's not good.
With a little wand.
Oh
yeah. So you know that I do this, like.
Yeah, I totally know. It's just not news to me. I was on your PTA, remember?
Yes. I just kind of appear and think that things should be done or tidied away. Oh. Like when the event's over, right now, what happens? How does this get back to where it used to be?
Okay. You think it should be done.
I just think magical things happen.
And it happens.
I do like to keep a support system of fairies around me at all times. And my husband said, fairies are not going to do this. This needs to be dealt with. Like, someone needs to deal with this. Like, could the fairies not come and do your, like, tax return?
Oh.
You know, I kind of feel like that has been done, not by me. Thank God.
I've got a particular
fairy in my life did that. So you don't have, you are the fairy in your relationship?
It's, well, like today with the microphone setup, we had, if that's the word we're going with, a fairy fix it for us. It was not me, but
it was not you.
Yeah.
But you were very supportive.
I was trying to be.
You were very good. And he was getting to capacity with the whole situation.
These Rode mics. We love them if you'd like to sponsor us.
Oh, yes.
If not, they really don't just plug in and play.
No matter how many YouTube videos you watch about it while somebody sits in the corner drinking coffee.
Fairies. We were the fairies.
You both were the fairies.
Team fairy.
Team fairy. Billy and Nigel are going to be so happy with this one. Excellent. So,
Attachment styles.
I love it when you bring it up.
I'm just reminding you what you were talking about. I'm not bringing it up. You already brought it up. Different.
What attachment style do you think you are?
What is this in?
Would you like me to run through them?
Is it what, like screws and bolts and zips? Zips not an attachment. Oh.
Sorry. Kitty's sister is just leaving the building, making a very big noise. It's fine. You're fine. And the thing was, she was trying to be so quiet.
That's always the way that works.
And that is always the way it works. Trying to close the door, trying to put your shoe. Not with our wonderful. She's not crawling. She's not crawling along the floor.
You're not.
And someone else is coming in. This is great.
Oh my days!
But our mics are so brilliant; they only pick us up.
I hope so. Although I do hope they
crawling across the floor. They're just okay. Anyway, when we get sponsored, we'll have our own little soundproof room.
Yes, which will be of benefit to everyone.
Everybody else,
our families that we are making.
Won't have to crawl with, of course. I was leaving the house this morning, and Lara said, "Where do you do the podcast?" I was like, in the place that it is. She goes, "Oh, okay, because I can have the living room then." I thought we were going to get invaded.
This place, though, we should give them a shout out, should we?
Yes.
Space Antrim. It's like a collaborative workspace in the middle of Antrim town.
Mm-hmm. And did you see one? There's going to be one in Glengormley now as well.
I did. Opposite the McDonald's.
Yeah. Beside McDonald's, on the same side as McDonald's, opposite Tim's. If anybody is not from this country, this is such boring, but Glengormley is 20 minutes away. Yes.
Second biggest fans.
Glengormley, I'm sure for people who are not here, so it's really weird. So the space, this lovely company seemed to be thriving.
It's really cool. You can come in and, I don't know, pay like 15 quid a day and have a desk and work away. And there's kitchen, you make your own coffee.
Yes.
Anyway, and you can make a podcast and make your sister crawl past you on the floor. At least it's clean.
It is beautiful. The bathrooms are beautiful.
It is. It's a lovely place. What were we talking about? Attachment.
You bring it up again.
Stop it. That's what you're doing.
I am. I just I dropped it in, so then you come back to it. I think it's called pebbling.
Pebbling?
Maybe that's something totally different. It's like when you drop little things in.
Isn't that when penguins bring stones to people?
Oh, yes. Or else it's just crawling again. Or it's just...
You don't need to crawl.
You don't need to crawl in the floor.
I think she's doing it.
Oh, she's up. And she's off. Also, I heard during the week, pebbling is like when I send you a funny reel or when I send you something it's a communication. Communication thing. Yeah, I saw this and thought of you.
When I do, I'm more of an avalanche. Here's all the memes that I have just witnessed and remind me of you.
Do you know what happened to me about that? I am cross, but it's not cross with you. I'm about to tell you I'm cross with, because you can tell by my voice I'm cross.
Yes, you've put on your cross voice. I'm a little scared.
Do you know what happened to me?
I don't.
I found a thing that I sent to Nigel. It's not weird anyway. It's a water filter for anybody gets. It was a water filter.
Is that water 2 thing with Bear Grylls?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Sent it to him in about October time, before Christmas.
Okay.
Said, this seems really reasonable. Where we live here in Northern Ireland, sometimes the water can be great, and then sometimes you see pictures of where the water comes from, and you're like, no, not having that. Thank you very much. Amen.
Big, massive green lock in the middle of
exactly.
That one.
Exactly. People tell me it doesn't matter. Either way, I was like, this is very reasonably priced. I would like this water filter. Didn't say it quite like that. I said, oh, this looks cool. Got no response at all, even though he really does like Bear Grylls. Got no response at all. He came home from work about 6 weeks later. You know what I'm going to say.
Don't you feel like I know? Did he have a brilliant idea?
His work wife sent him a reel. He produced it to me like I had never seen it before and said, sent this to me. Doesn't this look cool? Well.
Did you huff?
I think my face just said it all. And he said, have you seen these before? So I had to go back to when I sent it to him about 6 weeks previous, screenshot the date, because that's how juvenile I am, screenshot the date and the time and sent it to him. Isn't that really annoying?
What would your life coach say about that?
Calm down. Wise up. You're getting the filter. So then we had a little bit of a laugh about it, and guess what I got at Christmas? the water filter in my stocking.
Did he know that was a funny?
He knew that I was over it, yeah.
Okay.
I was over it.
And he
thought
also
thought that was hilarious.
Okay. Was this your main gift?
No.
Okay, this was.
No.
I know this is a really terrible thing to give you for Christmas.
This was just funny. This was just
Okay,
I'm stirring the pot
How
here.
is it?
It's really good.
Is it? Does it taste? Does the water taste?
We get them sponsored. Well, what we did was
when Bear's watching.
What we did was I did nothing. The fairies did this. The very large fairy. That's just wrong.
Sorry, Nigel.
Sorry,
I could edit that out for a $5.
He took a glass of water before he put the filter on.
Clever man.
Mm-hmm. Also, not. It is very clever, but like it's not. Idea? So all the taps don't have this. So we could have found another tap in the house. So.
Good point. Very good point.
So he took a glass of water and then he did it all. Got blah blah blah. It was a bit of it was meant to be. It's like these mics. It's meant to be just plug it in. It wasn't just plug it in. But I think it was more just the workings under our sink. It was a bit more complicated than it should be. Blah blah. Then he poured another glass of water, put them both in the fridge, produced them to me, and said, "Taste." And I got it right.
Did you have to guess, or you got it right because it was that different?
It tasted like nothing.
Oh,
there was no taste. You know how water has a taste.
Let me see.
She's tasting water, just in case you're not watching. Yeah, sorry. She's tasting her water out of her beautiful new cups.
Yeah, you got us these.
I did. I saw them. I thought it went
like them.
Very aesthetically.
I matched my nails to them.
Look at you.
For those who are listening, my nails are blue.
And the cups are blue.
Almost the same exact colour as the cups.
Because you've went with the cups. We've went with the graphic with blue and pink. I like it.
Oh, do you? Yes.
I do like it.
That was just.
I do like it.
Random. Right. Talk about your thing, because we probably need to end quite soon. I know this is going to take a minute.
Do your sign.
Hold on.
Well, wait. Okay, hold on. Got the sign. 2 hands. It's always 2 hands.
Having a drink.
And then you're going to edit. Life coaching. Oh, that's a good one. I like it.
I can just go life coaching. I love that. Is that the sound effect?
I like it.
Wanda, can I isolate that? Don't speak for a minute. Life coaching. Right, I'm going to use that.
Perfect.
Life coaching.
This is a real thing. There's books written about it. There's research done.
Oh, well then.
Mm-hmm. The book is called Attached. Very inventive name. So we have 3. What we're being told is we have 3 main attachment styles. We can get into them. Don't worry about them. There's lots. Blah, 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 blah. 3 main ones: secure, anxious, and avoidant.
Okay.
It's our job to become secure.
Oh.
Through things like therapy and life coaching. Which Kitty loves.
I do.
Maybe reading books, listening to podcasts, our job as grown-up humans to really work on becoming secure.
Okay.
There's very few of them really rocking about, actually.
Secure people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everybody has something, even if you think that you're pretty secure.
Attach. But what? Explain further,
Okay.
Please.
So a secure attachment style wouldn't necessarily need a partner. They choose someone who is a good partner, who they know will build a good life with them. Secure people are not codependent. Secure people are not jealous. So imagine if you had 2 secures, it would be quite a enjoyable, productive, grown-up relationship.
Oh, right.
Okay. Yeah. No big issues
so
about that.
So
that would be 2 secures. But what we actually know is most people are either anxious or avoidant. And the anxious and avoidant, in my opinion, attract each other like a moth to a flame.
Oh, and is that good or bad?
That's terrible.
Oh.
So it gives the angst. So when you're with somebody who's an avoidant, it gives the anxious to be something anxious about.
What do you...
So he never talks to me about those things. He doesn't share his feelings. Or maybe a guy would say to me, she doesn't want to have those big conversations with me. She doesn't want to talk about where our future's going. And the more...
Non-confrontational.
Mm-hmm, or, no, it's all fine. It's all fine. Don't worry about it. I'm grand. That's all avoidant. It's all avoidant. Okay? And we learned these things in our childhood. So, from our parents, mostly. Right?
Oh, okay.
Now... Then you have anxious. So then, of course, the more the avoidant doesn't want to talk about things or doesn't want to address issues, that makes the anxious more anxious. Yeah. Who wants to talk about it? Wants to talk about it. Wants to talk about it.
Okay.
She's processing.
Yeah, sorry.
Amy's not watching. The cogs are turning. She's processing.
My eyes are looking up at the sky as I try to figure this out. So attachment style.
Or attachment theory.
Attachment theory.
Now.
Okay. There's more.
So you let that sink down, okay? But in your life, you're a very secure person. But there's probably bits that maybe just come up for you.
Are you talking directly to me, or
yes.
you just mean you?
Oh, me. You, the public, or you?
Oh.
I'm a pretty secure person. But whenever I get into conflict with my husband, my default setting is anxious.
Oh.
And I have to do the work on the work, Katie. I have to do the work on that. And like, for example, not talking about things for 24 hours and just like, okay, it happened. Thank you for saying sorry. Thank you for making amends. We can put that down now and we can get on with the day.
Move on.
Where back in the day, I would have kept that going for a very long time.
And you feel better now that you know to let it go.
Yeah. It's still like, it's not easy.
Okay.
My natural programming was still to be like, why do you think it happened? Why could that not happen again? Why blah, 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 which is just tedious and boring. So that's the work that the anxious has to do. And the work that the avoidant has to do is stop flipping avoiding the stuff and say, let's talk about this.
Okay.
But, you know, can it be 10 minutes? You know, let's, you know, avoidance would be very defensive.
Ah, okay. Yes, I can see that. I think I'm anxious.
Probably.
You're like,
Probably.
yes, you are.
Probably. Maybe. We would know. So an avoidant would say something like, did you say it at a reel on this the other day?
No.
Okay. Instagram hates me sometimes. So an avoidant would say something like this. He'd say, okay, so I'm the person who wants to bring something up to my partner. I would say, sweetheart, something's come up. And when I bring things up to you, I find you get a little defensive. And your partner goes, I don't get defensive. That's an avoidant.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So it's about saying, okay, I need 10 minutes just to talk about this. And it's not about being right or wrong. It's just something happened. It kind of annoyed me. It's not the end of the world. But sure, can we just not, you know, can we just be more careful about that?
Is that how your conversations do genuinely go now?
Yeah.
That's
I know.
irritating.
Irritating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's all very sensible. I'm not sure I would be sensible enough to be like, let's stop. Talk about this.
Yeah, no, Nige said to me the other day.
I need to work on that?
Nige said to me the other day, he goes, a wee thing happened. And I said, oh, and every part of me is like, oh, I'm going to be in trouble. What's happened? And we go back to like teenage life where we got in trouble with our mummy and daddy. I was like, inside, I was like, oh, he's like, just a wee thing happened. It was just something you said the other day. You know, I don't even, it's like, can't remember what it is now. That's the thing, isn't it? You can't even remember afterwards. He's like, see, when you said that, so see, next time, can we just do it like this? And I was like, yeah, sure, what's the problem? I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Ah. You
Just
do both
thinking again.
need to do the work then.
You just both need to do the work.
Because I think, yeah.
You do. You can only go so far yourself.
It's quite hard probably not to be irritated by being told that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
But the way I explain it to my couples is, I'm sure there's times that you're making a cup of coffee in the kitchen, your husband's been just walked in and you haven't really seen him, and you've turned around and maybe almost thrown a cup of coffee over him, or turned around and stood on his toe, or he stood on your toe.
Yeah.
You immediately say, oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry about that. So sorry. Sorry about that. No problem. Hurting somebody emotionally is just very similar. You didn't mean it.
Oh.
You didn't mean it. You're not a narcissist. You weren't lying in bed thinking, I'm going to say this to your work wife.
to we talk about this work wife?
She's lovely, actually.
Oh, I hate that. It's even worse.
She's lovely. She's my friend. And, you know, when you said that to my work wife, it kind of made me feel a bit less now. Okay. You know, I'm like, sorry, I didn't intend that at all.
Oh.
Not nice?
That is nice.
Let me tell you a funny story.
I do. This was all very deep when we laughed.
So people who are not watching, I had my teeth done a little while ago because when we get to middle age, I was sick looking at myself on Instagram. Say I beautiful there? No, you didn't even notice. No, nobody noticed. So I was noticing on Instagram there was one that was getting particularly crooked, and this is a thing in menopause that happens sometimes.
Oh dear.
Apparently, it's like pregnancy, your teeth kind of change and stuff.
Okay.
Okay, that's the non-agreeing voice, but that's okay.
Yes, I believe you.
So anyway, it's all getting very serious now. So anyway, blah blah. Had the Invisalign thing
Did
done.
you?
Yeah,
Cool.
very annoying.
Oh.
Not unpleasant, but fine. If anyone wants to go and get it done, then I have little veneers now.
Is that not where they have to like draw your teeth off and then
No,
put new ones on? That's not.
No, they don't do that.
I'm not very good at this.
That's okay. Yes, no, I think
They do that.
they have been known to do that. These
That's
are
not
just like straighten out the edges.
Ah.
I'm touching my teeth. Anyway,
Her teeth are perfect for those that are listening.
thank you, Dr. Sharon. That's who did them.
Oh, I was like, that's not my name.
My name's Kitty. I don't like to say it.
Yes. I suppose I could go by Dr. Sharon if you want. We could say
call you
that.
Dr. Sharon. I think we should do that. That's a great stress reliever. You know, sighing is a great stress reliever. Sighing is a great stress reliever. Any sort of breath work, great stress reliever. Yawning, sighing. Any sort of, how do we do this? Any sort of, also, apart from yawning, is like any sort of deep pressure. I'm touching Katie's arm right this like deep pressure like this, very soothing, very calming, very grounding.
I might have to work on that.
I just think these podcasts are actually, you've just talked me into this to get free life coaching sessions every Saturday.
Oh yes, this is 100. This is why I decided to do a podcast, because I need life coaching for free.
Funny story. Back to me. So, blah blah, teeth getting sorted out. Said to my husband, do you think my teeth have got really straight? Like, just all of a sudden they've got really straight. He said, no, I can see no difference at all. He then turned to our grown-up girls and said, do you see any difference? And they said, yes, Mummy, they're looking great, because they have sense. And then he said, wait for it, how much is this costing me? Yep. No, I'm kidding.
Is this funny yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Back in the day, that would mean me off to the races. Off to the races. Livid, giving off a stink, shouting, angry, how dare you, blah, blah, blah. And then the piece de resistance, the shutting down for 3 days.
The huffing.
The huffing, which apparently is not, which is silent treatment.
No, we're calling it huffing.
In other parts of the world, it's not a good thing at all. Well, it's not a good thing, huffing. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Huffing for 3 days about a comment like that.
Okay.
So we don't do that anymore. It's so boring.
That is really boring. I don't think I've ever really been that person that would have done that in the first place.
I know, but you're very nice.
Boring.
I'm very
sassy.
Elise calls me Scrapper.
Scrapper.
Feisty. You're a scrapper.
Feisty is what I meant, not sassy.
Yeah.
You are sassy, but in this
Scrapper.
context I meant feisty. Scrapper.
So we feel in our body that we're getting angry. Life coaching. We remove ourselves from the situation and we ask the question, what is under this anger? Soothe the nervous system. I feel hurt. I feel disrespected. I feel unseen. We come to our partner, who's also done the work, stop rolling your eyes, and we say, sweetheart, something has happened and I need a safe place to land. That is your avoidant partner's word to say, get your superhero cape on. She needs you now. Your partner says, yes, sweetheart, I'm here for you. What would you like to tell me? I then say, when that happened with my teeth, I felt blah, 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 blah. Not you made me feel. I felt. And then our partner says, I'm sorry about that. I didn't intend it. I'm sorry about that.
And then it's done.
And then my anxious attachment style would like to talk about that all day long. Okay. But I have to say, thank you. I appreciate that. Just the same way that he had bumped into me in the kitchen. Sorry.
Then how does that sit with you for the rest of the day? Are you then fine? Because you let it go?
I had to go on a little bit of a walk and clear my head. That evening, I did bring it up again and said, do you not like my teeth? In that wee girl voice.
And what did he say?
He said, I love your teeth.
Oh,
and I loved your teeth before, and I love your teeth now. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. That's how it's done. On paper. Anger is a secondary emotion. What's going on underneath?
This has been a very informative episode.
This is how I earn my money.
I think you're tricking me into life coaching.
This is how I earn my money and pay for my teeth.
Yourself. She pays for them herself.
We're trying to stay on time, which is not like us, but we rambled last week and then you had to do a lot of editing.
Yes.
So we're
So we're done?
staying. We're done.
We're done.